Hi, this is Jim Mann with Homestyle Southern Cooking. Welcome back. Thank you for having me in your home again. As you can probably see in front of you here, this morning we went to the little farmhouse and got some fresh eggs. And I even have some quail eggs. My puppy loves quail eggs, so he gets 2 quail eggs every morning. So anyhow, I got another recipe for you today that's something that a lot of you might already make. It's something that my mother made a lot of times during the week. It's a quick dinner to make. It's hamburger gravy with vegetables, and you can either put it over mashed potatoes or biscuits, or you can put it over top of pasta, either one. So I'm gonna start off over here at my stove. I'm gonna turn my stove on. Wrong one. Okay, I got my stove turned on, and I got a pretty heavy skillet I've got right here. I took 1 medium onion and chopped the medium onion up. I'm gonna put that in my skillet. Okay. Let me step back here and get my spoon. I'm gonna let this heat up a few minutes. I want these just to caramelize just a little bit, and then I'll add my hamburger. This is such a simple recipe, so if you get in late and you have hamburger and an onion and some canned vegetables, it's something you can put together really quickly. So let me get these onions browned a little bit, and I'll show you what we're gonna do next. Okay, my onions have just been here like a couple minutes. They're just softening up. So what I'm gonna do now is I've got a pound of hamburger, and I'm gonna put my hamburger in here next. And then I will start cooking my hamburger. I tell you, if you don't have one of these, you need to order one. They have them on Amazon, and if you do a lot with hamburger or meats and things like this, it's fabulous. It breaks it down right away, and it's really a good utensil to have in your kitchen. All right, now I'm gonna let this hamburger brown for a little bit, and when that gets good and brown, I will show you the next step. My hamburger's browned up really nice, so what I'm gonna do now is I've got pepper here, and you might want to add more later. I'm gonna add probably what is a teaspoon of pepper, and the same thing with salt. And like I said, you might want to add more later, but for right now, while it's cooking, I'd like to put a little salt and pepper in there. I'm gonna stir that up just a little tiny bit. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add, I've got 1/4 cup of flour here. Now I'm going to sprinkle this flour over top the hamburger, and the purpose of doing this is that hopefully that the hamburger, the flour will have a chance to brown a little bit, bake a little bit, so it won't be just the raw flour in here. So hopefully mixing it with this will give it a chance to cook just a little bit. I don't want it in here long like that. I'm just going to mix it with the beef and the onions for a few minutes and give it a chance just to maybe brown up just a little bit on the meat. Okay, now that I've got that in there, what I have is I have 1 cup of milk, and we'll pour this 1 cup of milk right in there. Now I also have like 1.5 cups of water here, and what I have the water here for is to thin this down, because that flour will thicken up. It'll make a real thick roux, and so this will help me keep it thinned down. So it's thickening up already, as you can see. The last thing I do before I put any water in there is I have a small can of mixed vegetables. Now you can use a larger can if you want to. These are peas and carrots, and I like to put this in there because it just gives it just a little extra color, and it really does make a whole meal that way, because you've got vegetables and you got your hamburger. And like I said, it's really good over pasta, it's good over mashed potatoes. I'm going to add just a little bit of this water here to thin this down just a little bit. This smells so good. And like I said, it's a very quick meal. It's just as simple as the hamburger and the onions, a little bit of milk, flour, and just putting it all together. And you could either, like I said, you can either get some instant mashed potatoes if you're in a hurry, or you can boil some potatoes and make mashed potatoes. You can fix some pasta really quick, or get some biscuits to put with it. Personally, I like mine over biscuits. What I'm going to let this do is I'm just going to let this sit here for like a minute and just watch it boil and bubble around the edge, and just have a time to cook so it can warm up just a little bit. As you can see, my hamburger gravy is already all mixed up and it looks wonderful. So now let's put it together. Earlier during the day, of course, I made a pan of biscuits. Aren't those beautiful? They turned out really beautiful. And this is my 2-ingredient biscuits that I gave you the recipe for a couple weeks ago. Let's just take a couple of them and open them as one. There's two. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my hamburger gravy with vegetables. And I actually put them on top of here. And there is your dinner tonight. Okay, let's just give this a try and see what this is like. Of course, I know what it's like because I fix this all the time. I've got the hamburger on here and the biscuits. After I leave you, I'll be eating dinner early tonight. That's really good. You need to give this a try. It's so simple and a quick meal to fix. It's a wonderful meal that you can reheat with something else. So give it a try and let me know what you think. Thank you so much for following me. If you'll find me on Facebook, I'm there on Homestyle Southern Cooking. Look me up on Facebook and like me on Facebook. And you can also subscribe to me on YouTube. And be sure to hit the subscribe button so you get every recipe that I post. I appreciate you letting me come back into your house. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you. You take care of yourselves and know that I'm thinking about you and that I'm going to have a yummy dinner tonight with my biscuits and my hamburger gravy. Until next time, this is Jim in Mexico saying you take care of yourself and your family, and God bless.